Coffee and Convo, y'all. Let's get it.
Sanctioned by the new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Yo, salute to everybody here in the building, man. I appreciate you guys. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, as always, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. You guys could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. I see my boy Eddie, man, from the 909, Donovan from the 209, Dominique, Reese Rock, Smoke 420, Brendan. Salute to everybody here, man. Chance Worthy, my dog. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button, man. We're trying to get to 20K before the season starts, you guys. We cannot do that without you guys and your help, man. So salute to everybody here in the building. Oh, real quick, too, man. Matter of fact, I'll let the chat pile up a little bit. We got some special news for the show tonight that I think you guys are going to like a lot, man. Shout out to my brother Graphk in the building, man. Salute. I want to talk about free agents today, you guys. Before we do that, once again, shout out to my family and proud sponsors, Woodson Whiskey. You already know what time it is. WoodsonWhiskey.com, man. Go get you a bottle. Tell them that I sent you, man. You already know what it is. I see everybody already talking their shit. I'm not going into the NBA with y'all today, man. I'm not doing it. My team is in Cancun or on the couch. So we're not doing that today. I can care less how the rest of this NBA shit shake up in the playoffs. I am done, son. I'm done. Shout out to Classic Man Q. My boy Corrigan's in the building, man. Yes. Let me see. He says sneaking in them lives. Yeah, man. Salute. I want to talk about the remaining free agents out there that would fit what we are doing in Las Vegas, you guys. There's a few guys out there that I think that we will still go after once the dust settles. A few familiar faces that I think we're going to target, and a few other guys that I think that maybe could fit what we are doing moving forward with this new regime. Shout out to my dog, Cody, man. The real here we go with this shit, bro. Nah, man. Nah. And shout out to Cody, too. He will be on the pod tonight with us as well. It was going to be a Planet Raiders Mount Shieldmore live. Me, Big Mike, Wasted, Hammer, Andy, we're all going to be there. But my blackout brother will be in attendance as well. You know what? Let's just let the cat out the bag. We will be having one of our UDFAs on tonight, you guys, to ask him a few questions. So make sure you guys have some stuff ready for him. If you guys can, Adam Plant Jr., UNLV, D lineman. Man, the measurables are there. The production at the collegiate level was there. I can't wait to pick his brain a little bit about, staying in Las Vegas. He's from the area, playing for our Raiders now. Gets to stay in Allegiant Stadium, the best stadium in the world. It's going to be dope, man. 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys tune in for that. We are definitely going to be talking to our dog, Adam Plant Jr., man, and really, breaking down the UDFA class as well, man. So stay tuned for that. And we may have something else on the way this week as well, you guys. This year, man, we're trying to do some things different, level up, bring on a bunch of different guests. And we're working on another one right now. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully that can happen this week or next week, but stay tuned for that as well. Oh, and the Aiden O'Connell is still on the way as well, you guys. I promise you that. Let me see. Shout out to my boy John, man. Safe to assume free agents would mostly be linebackers, maybe a corner, some D-line help, possibly a O-lineman. I don't think we're even going to go O-line anymore at all, to be honest. People tend to forget, John, that we brought in Herron last year. We traded for Herron, who was at the time playing for New England. You know what I mean? We got Muti coming in now that's probably going to fight for that starting right guard spot. We went and got 2 UDFAs that we're going to talk about tonight as well that I think are going to really, truly fight for starting spots. One, particularly at right guard. I don't know about the 6'9" pup out of Arkansas, but I do believe he has what it takes to make this roster. But I don't think we really need to attack O-line anymore, especially in free agency. A lot of those guys are overpriced. I think we got Parham coming back. We already brought a Luminor back on an inexpensive deal. But I think Wagner's going to be a dog for us, 6'9". McClendon Curtis, him and Muti are going to have a battle of all battles at their right guard spot. I'm telling y'all now, I have no clue how he fell as a UDFA, but me personally, it's just defense, John. That's it. It's corners and it's linebackers, and potentially a safety or two. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. We're going to talk about it here shortly, man. Yeah, Wagner definitely looks like a Raider, Maul. Facts plus tax. Shout out to David, man. Love the channel, Docs. Best Raider channel on YouTube. Raiders seem to be drafting high IQ, humble, hardworking football players. I appreciate you, my brother, on the kind words. And this is facts, man. They're going out getting headhunters, man. Guys that are very smart. A lot of guys that played 4 years at the collegiate level. I'm loving what we are doing with these young guys and these first 2 draft classes. You know what I mean? I still believe in Matthew Butler. I still believe in Neil Farrell. The jury's still out on Zeus and Britton Brown. But I think Parham, I said this today on the phone. I told my boy Andy at the gym today, bold take. I got Parham making the Pro Bowl this year. Yes, I said it. Our young guard, I haven't been a Pro Bowler this year. How about that? In year 2 out of Memphis, I got him being a Pro Bowler. Maybe a hot take, but it is what it is. That's how much I believe in the guy, man. Let me see. Shout out to Hayward Raider. Bless up, Unc. I just want to bring Peters home. I would love it, man. The thing is this, though, man. The more I think he's probably at this point overpricing himself. You know what I'm saying? I think, he is 30 years old. He's done some great things at the NFL level, but age is catching up to him. We all know Father Time takes no prisoners. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, it's going to catch up to you at some point. The injuries are starting to pile up. I do believe you guys, and we'll just start here. I think at this point, I think Rock Ya-Sin really just needs to be back as a Raider. You know what I'm saying? The guy that he can fight for potentially the corner 1 spot or the corner 2 spot. I truly believe that Rock Ya-Sin is going to be back. We kind of got like a small sample size of him last year. We didn't get a full season. That's what I mean. And it's been a while though, actually, you guys, if you guys go back and even look at when he played for the Colts, when he, coming out of Temple and going to the Colts, he hasn't played a full season yet. I don't believe. I think the most games he's played in his career in one season is 13. I think I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but he hasn't played a full season. So even if we do go get, Rock Ya-Sin and bring him back, which he looked really good for us at the beginning of the year last year, it's just a little scary. It's a little scary, you know what I'm saying, because of the durability issues. So maybe we go, well, look, we already got some DBs. We got a young pup that we're going to talk about tonight out of UCLA. There's a couple other guys, other UDFAs we're going to speak about. And then we went and got Jacorian Bennett, which I think could potentially be a starter week 1. You know what I mean? So let me see. Can't wait to get the young bloods in the building. I know, man, I'm hyped. And LV, if you don't know, I know you're high on this guy. I just said the news. I don't know if you were here yet. We're going to have Adam Plant Jr. on the show tonight. So LV, tap in tonight, my brother. Shout out to the official security of Planet Raiders and, Mount Shillmore, our brother LV Maximus. Let me see. 30, yes, I do believe at this point, Jacoby Myers is a dog. I don't think that he's ever had over 800, 900 yards receiving in one season. But with so many weapons that we have, he doesn't have to be that. But at this point, he is the number 2 wide receiver. And, unless Hunter Renfrow was here, in which I don't see in any world that he will be here, I think Jacoby Myers is clear cut the number 2. But realistically, 30, I think Michael Mayer is going to be our number 2. You know what I mean? Those double teams that Devontae are going to get, I think it's going to open up Michael Mayer. He's going to destroy the middle of that field. I think Michael Mayer is going to be our number 2. You know what I mean? I know he's a tight end, you know what I mean? But I think he's going to be our true number 2 at the tight end position. Love what we did this draft. Finally feels like we have a chance for sustainable winning. Facts, Raider Dave. Facts, my brother. Shout out to Jose. Heading to Sacramento right now, Graphk. I will be home in 2.5 weeks. I will be home on the 20th. If anybody's in the area, tap in with me. Let's get a drink while I'm at home. I got to see some family members and handle some stuff. So let's try to figure out something where maybe we can have a drink or something when I touch down, man. Anybody in the Sacramento area want to meet up in downtown, get a brew or something, let me know. I'll definitely be home on the 20th. LV, my brother, man. You already know. You already know. And I know you were really high on this kid. You know what I mean? So I love it, man. I love it. Shout out to Barcode Cody, my brother, man. He just called me and it was like, man, what's up? You know, whoop, whoop. And shout out to my brother Raider Cody as well. My brothers, man. Our team is just phenomenal, man. We're going to be doing a lot of great things this year, you guys. Please, please, please stay tuned. We're going to have some dope guests, some great looks. We're going to be all over the place, man. So make sure you tap into the Blackout Division, you know what I mean, .com. Make sure you keep in tune with PlanetRaiders.com, Mount Shillmore, all of us, man. Stay tuned. And if you guys are in the Vegas area, real quick, I got to say this one more time. Go to Barcode Burger and tell Cody I sent you. My man's going to definitely take care of you guys. Let me see. No, nothing yet. Nothing yet at all, actually. It's been very, very quiet on the Josh Jacobs front. I think they're kind of at a standstill at this point, Corgan. I really do, bro. I think that, you know, the Raiders are stuck with their stance and Josh Jacobs is stuck on his stance. But I do believe, you know, come training camp in week 1, I do believe that Josh Jacobs will be our running back. You know what I mean? That $10 million is very hard to pass up, especially as a running back. I know he wants the guaranteed money and the extension, but $10 million as a running back, you have to take that while you can. And I do not believe in any world that Josh Jacobs will not come in for that. You know what I mean? So you already know. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Fitz, man. Salute to my Oos Nation brother, man. If you guys aren't tapped in with my brother, Mr. Fitz and Samoan, man, make sure you guys also tap in with them. It was great seeing you once again, my brother, and I'll be out there soon, so we gotta link up. We definitely gotta link up. Let's see. Shout out to RS. I appreciate you, family. I appreciate you so much. Everybody wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. Now let's talk about a few of these guys, all right? Simple in the chat, you guys. I want to ask you guys how you feel about this because we took kind of a luxury pick, right, at 7 with Tyree Wilson. I do believe he'll kick inside a lot this season, and there's going to be plenty of times you're going to see Tyree, Chandler Jones, and Max Crosby on the field together, right? We went out and got Jordan Willis, a sneaky pickup from the Niners in free agency. You know, we got a few edge rushers as well as UDFAs. We got some guys that, you know, some D linemen. I'm going to ask you guys this, okay? Do you think that we're done adding to the edge room? We still have Malcolm Kuntz. You know what I'm saying? We have a few other guys. But do you think we're done? Because they're showing us right now that you can never have enough edge rushers. You know, last season when Chandler wasn't doing too good, we didn't really have that third guy that can get to the quarterback. Now we do. Tyree Wilson, Chandler Jones. If he struggles again, I think Tyree can come out the gate swinging if that foot is healthy and ready to go. But do you guys think that we're done? Because there are some names out there that we can still look at in terms of bringing in to help us off the edge. You know, there's Yannick, which a guy, to be honest, he can't set the edge. I don't know if he would want to even come back, but he can't play the run. You know what I mean? He did look better last year in Indianapolis against the run because he had a DeForest Buckner next to him. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about somebody that can kind of do a little bit of both, right? Yannick is out there. I do not believe he'll be a Raider. I think that, you know, that ship has sailed. We traded him. I think there was a reason for it. This regime is not that heavy on him. Yes, Yannick can get to the quarterback, but he's a liability. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to stopping the run, he's a guy that is a rotational guy at this point. He's only out there for passing downs. You know what I mean? And I don't know what kind of money. I think he still wants top money. You know, there's a guy out there right now, you guys, that I know the name doesn't sound, you know, too sexy because, you know, he kind of let's be real. I think he's 2-time, 3-time Pro Bowler. We thought coming out of South Carolina, he was going to be the next dude. Jadeveon Clowney, a guy that didn't really look too well in Cleveland. He kind of left that marriage, looking bad, in a sense, but he's still out there. Maybe you can bring Jadeveon Clowney in because Patrick Graham loves his run stoppers. The guy can play the run at a top level, and he can still get to the quarterback. Let's just be real, y'all. If Jadeveon took a team-friendly deal, which I don't know he will, I don't think he will, I would love to bring him in. A guy that can stop the run and still get to the quarterback maybe 7 to 9 times a season. That would be great. I don't know if he would take a back seat to the guys that we have, because that was the problem in Cleveland. He couldn't play Robin to Batman, which is Myles Garrett. But I would love to bring in Clowney if he says, you know what, I'll do the 1-year deal, because at this point, that's all Jadeveon Clowney's getting. That's all he's getting is 1-year deals. But the guy can play the run really well. I would not be upset to bring him in. I think he's 30 years old at this point, right? 30 years old. But he would be a strong number 2 or number 3 pass rusher. And, I don't think we need a true number 2. We got Chandler there. We got Tyree Wilson there. But he can be that guy that can add the extra element to stop the run on run downs. And then, we got Tyree, which like I said before, I think he's going to kick in a lot this season. But he would add a different element to this defensive line, right? There's another edge rusher out there that's up there in age. I don't know if we would even look at him. I believe there's some off-field stuff, But, he knows one of our division rivals very well, Frank Clark. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real. The guy, yes, he's 30 years old, but he still can get to the quarterback. I think he had like 5-6 sacks last season. And I think that he would be an inexpensive option to add to that D-line. There's another guy. He's also, I believe, 29, 30 years old, had the luxury of playing next to Aaron Donald. Leonard Floyd, a guy that has 29 sacks, almost 30 sacks, you guys, in the last season combined. He has had the luxury of playing next to one of the best defensive tackles of our time in Aaron Donald, but that's a sneaky grab right there, Leonard Floyd. These are all guys that I'm talking about, you guys, that can help us get to the quarterback. We have not had a great amount of sacks, pause if necessary, in many years. We need as many guys that can get to the quarterback as possible. That's why I'm not running away. I'm not straying away from the Frank Clarks, the Leonard Floyds, or the Jadeveon Clowneys. If they can help us, I'm all for it. Now, I don't know if, like I said before, Jadeveon Clowney is going to be cool playing third, fourth fiddle, but at this point, he has to realize, man, the writing is on the wall. You're going to be a 1-year guy. You just got. It is what it is. You're not the guy. You're not the number 1 pass rusher. You're not going to be the number 1 pass rusher at this point. Period. Point blank. The end. Competition is good. This is facts. Facts. Super Omni says Clowney strikes me as the type that will disappear, make a sack, and dance in style. Hey, man. Melvin Gordon, Kenny. Melvin Gordon. Let me see. We're going to be doing our record prediction, Coach, next week when the actual schedule releases. I know we know the teams that we're playing, but it makes a huge difference who you see when you play back-to-back weeks. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna hold off until next week. LV, I agree. I don't think he fits the Raider mold at all either. But if he could humble himself and come into a locker room with all those pass rushers around him and say, you know what, I'm gonna go in here with my head up, you know what I'm saying, and just be a team player and just know that you're a strong guy that can stop the run and, occasionally get to the quarterback and be that guy behind Max Chandler and potentially Tyree Wilson, I would love it. Let me see. Simmons might be the plan, but I think he wants a bag. Let me see. Maul, that has not been released yet. That is only hearsay right now. That's not true. I know a lot of people are sharing this thumbnail that says that we're playing in London against Buffalo. That is not true yet. It has not been released yet at all. But yeah, we talked about the edge rushers, you guys. There's another defensive tackle out there, Matthew Leonidas, a guy that is still very productive at 29 years old. Played in Carolina, played with the Commanders. a guy that can also help the interior of this D-line. I don't know if we're looking at adding any more real defensive tackles at this point. I mean, we got Matthew Butler, Neil Farrell. You know what I'm saying? We got a slew. We got Bilal Nichols, Tillery. We got a lot. Byron Young. I mean, we have a lot of defensive tackles that it's going to be a lot of rotation with the interior of our defensive line. I don't think that he would even be an option at this point. We talked about the edge rushers. Corner Marcus Peters. We kind of talked about him as well. There was rumblings, you guys, that he actually had talks with the Raiders, that there was talks of a potential contract. With him not having a job at this point, like I said, I'm assuming that he kind of is expecting more money than any other team is willing to offer. You know what I mean? I don't think at this point Marcus Peters is going to be a Raider. I don't. These guys are going really young at the corner spot. The NFL has changed a lot. These receivers are so fast that you got to have young guys that can keep up with these dudes. That's why you go get young guys like Duke Shelley, David Long, still got a Meek on the roster. You go out and get the likes of Jacorian Bennett, which is he can move up the field faster than anybody. You know what I mean? But that's another reason why you bring Rock Ya-Sin in, 26 years old. He'll be 27 this year, I believe. That's a guy that I believe at this point is a must sign. A guy that can come in already and help, help that young DB room, because he'd be the oldest guy, I think, outside of Brandon Faison. I think Brandon Faison is 27, somewhere around that range. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I think him and Rock Ya-Sin would be pretty much the oldest corners on this roster. You know what I mean? How many actual spots are open with our whole draft class? At this point, Raider Dave, I think we had 9 draftees, and I think we had 9 more UDFAs, right? And then we have a bunch of, I think 9. Is it 9? It's like, I think 8 or 9 UDFAs. And then we also have a bunch of guys that we invited into camp. Guys that aren't on contract that are going to be coming in to fight for contract. You know what I mean? So I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. That's a good question, Raider. I got to check that out. Definitely do. He said we're signing more wideouts and running backs. Bro, we already have like 8 running backs and like 34 receivers. I don't think we need any more of that. Brandon, I agree, brother. I agree, man. Let me see. I definitely wouldn't be upset bringing in Patrick Queen. How much do you think it would cost us? At this point, JP, they went out and got Trent Simpson in the draft. They paid Roquan Smith. At this point, they're probably just going to let him play out his 4th year on his rookie deal and let him walk. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. So I'm assuming maybe you can send him a next year 3rd to 5th round pick, right? Just to lock it down. I wouldn't go 3rd. I'd probably hit him with a 4th or 5th. You know what I mean? But maybe a future draft pick like that to go get Patrick Queen to get them off of their books. I think that would work. I'd do it because I don't think they have a plan for Patrick Queen. He hasn't really lived up to the hype either coming out of LSU in that draft. Let's just be real. Last year he had a pretty good season, but he struggled in coverage. You know what I mean? Like, look, I think a lot of us in the nation, you guys, are overvaluing Patrick Queen. I would love to have him. Would love to bring him in because he'd be one of the best linebackers that we have off the bat. But that just kind of says how bad our LB room is, you guys. You feel me? Like, if we're screaming to go get Patrick Queen, that says that we are desperate to get a name in that LB room. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Patrick Queen is cool. He's cool, but he really ain't Himothy like that. I'm gonna be real. He's really not Himothy like that. I'd rather go get 32-year-old Kyle Van Noy, a guy that knows this, knows the system, former Patriot, knows these guys. I would rather go get Kyle Van Noy. Real talk. He would command, be a instant leader in that locker room. He played pretty well for the Chargers last year. I would go get him. That is a must see free agent for me as well. So I got 2 of them thus far, you guys. I'm gonna go 3. Thus far, it is Rock Ya-Sin. I think he's a must bring back, and I think Kyle Van Noy is another guy that we need to bring in this locker room. We need a veteran presence in the locker room at this point. Luke Masterson, Darian Butler, Divine Diablo, Robert Spillane, you know what I'm saying? Like, Bernie. Like, we have young guys in that locker room at the linebacker spot. We need a veteran that can come in and help these guys usher in, the new era of the linebacking core for our Raiders. You know what I mean? And I think Kyle Van Noy would be the perfect. I think he would come in on this team, bro. To be real, I think Kyle Van Noy would probably earn a C on his damn jersey, man. He'd probably be one of the captains. You know what I mean? Real talk. Shout out to John, man. Do you still look for a QB2 just in case, or are you ready to turn the keys over to Aiden O'Connell weeks 6 to 8? I think we're done, John. I think we're done. We got our number 2 with Aiden O'Connell. I think Josh McDaniels is really, really, really head over heels for this guy. And we have Brian Hoyer, a guy that knows this system like the back of his hand as well. And then we still have a guy, Chase Garbers, that's on the the practice squad. I think we're done. I think we have 4 QBs right now. We'll probably bring in another one, a camp body, to just be at camp to help some of these guys have some little bit of time off. You know what I mean? But I think we're done. I think QB2 is locked and loaded. We took one in the 4th round. That said a lot to me. I think Aiden O'Connell is penciled in as QB2 unless he gets into camp and just totally shits the bed. Then I think it is what it is. I don't know why people keep saying Bennett is a small DB. Dude is literally the same size as Witherspoon. This is facts, Derator. Actually 10 pounds heavier. Crazy production for round 4. He may have a chance to be this year's Tariq Woolen for us. He has that speed. Derator, like Woolen. So I definitely agree with you, my brother. Dope comment, and I appreciate you on a $10 special as always. Shout out to my dog, Derator. And I totally agree with you, bro. I never bought into that whole Jacorian Bennett being undersized and blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. Let me see. O'Connell is a turnover machine. Dom, you have to look at the system. You have to look at the scheme in Purdue. You have to look at the talent around him. You know what I mean? Yeah, he had Charlie Jones. He had Payne Durham. A lot of these other guys, you know what I'm saying? Like that came into this league, like the CJ Strouds, right? He had phenomenal, first round talent around him. You know what I mean? Like, you look at Bryce Young, the guy had Alabama guy all over. Like, this guy was dealing with the bottom of the barrel. And I like Charlie Jones. There's no shade. I like Payne Durham as well. But these guys are later round guys. You know what I mean? Like, look, if you protect O'Connell, I think that those turnovers will definitely come down a lot. You know what I mean? Like, definitely. Didn't he have, I forgot how many turnovers he had. Didn't he have 12 or some shit? Didn't he have 7 TDs and 12 picks or 9 picks, somewhere around that range? But this is the thing, Dom. He's a 4th round QB. In a perfect world, you don't see him for a while. In a perfect world, Jimmy G goes in there. He's healthy, plays for a few seasons, then hands the keys over to him. Or this is just really, you guys, nobody's really talking about this. Really just a glorified QB2 that Josh McDaniels wanted to bring in, you know what I mean, and have him be a QB2 for the future. Who's to say this is a guy that they're trying to groom to be QB1? I'm going to be real. I think it's more along the lines of this is a guy that they brought in to be QB2. That's it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, next year's QB class is way better. You know what I mean? So we may find another guy that may take Jimmy G's spot at some point. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know at this point if Aiden O'Connell was trying to be, if they're trying to, I mean, in a perfect world, you groom him and he ends up being QB1, but I don't know. And you're right, Richard. O'Connell is accurate. You give him time and that speedy release, the guy got some dog to him, man. He got some dog to him. John, I agree. I agree. That's no shade to the young pup. I like his game, but I do believe that he's a glorified QB2 and he'll be a backup. Troy, I don't know where you heard that at, brother, but that is cap. You see. Wayne says, I don't think O'Connell beats out Chase Garbers. Yo, Wayne, you are tweaking, my brother. Shout out to my brother Thor, man. Yeah, Maul. Yeah, but this is what New England does. That's what those guys do, Maul, right? They pretty much draft a quarterback every year. You know what I mean? Build up their stock and then let them go. Or one of them takes over the lead and the other one gets traded. This is what they do. This is what they do. I don't think that we're done at the QB spot for the next few years, you guys. I don't. Let me see. Brandon, I like that. Drake Thomas, in my opinion, could be a green dot and a centerpiece of this defense. Dude's a dog, bro. Dude's a dog. I'm telling you. Man. Will Compton 2.0, but with coverage abilities. Shout out to our dog, Will. You know what I'm saying? Will, man. You already know Will Compton, man. Love you to death, bro. Love you to death. Let me see. Shout out to Martin in the building. Raul, I actually watched the game against Ohio State 2021. He went toe-to-toe with CJ Stroud. Mistakes made by his head coach of playing 2 QBs. He threw for 400 yards and 5 TDs. I recommend to watch that game. Oh, Raul, I already know what game you're talking about. The guy's a dog. And I remember there was one game where didn't he throw for over 500 yards, but he had like 3 picks? I mean, if you're throwing that much, I mean, you're probably going to throw a few picks. Let me see. Shout out to my brother Intel in the building. It's good to see you, King. Richard, nobody thought Brady would be anything as a 6th-round pick. Look what he did. There you go. Shout out to my brother Big Mike in the building. Big Mike will be live with us tonight as well, you guys, with Adam Plant Jr., our new UDFA out of UNLV. I love his story. He has a dope story. The production, the measurables, like I said before, are there. Can't wait to interview this young guy, man, tonight, man, and really pick his brain about us moving forward, man. Shout out to my dog, Raven Riley, in the building. Salute to my brother, man. Shout out to Gio, my dog. Hey, Doc, Sanjit said he ain't like the Bennett or Mayer pick. Had him as the 3rd tight end. You got to get bro on soon so we can have a different perspective. Oh, yeah. We're going to get back to our stuff. I talked to Sanjit not too long ago. You know, everybody's been busy and crazy and a lot going on, but me and Sanjit are going to get back to our podcast. We had 2 or 3 episodes, I believe, and then the draft and everything came up. We're going to get back to our draft because I definitely want to talk to him about a few of his takes. But I have to disagree with Sanjit on both of those. You know what I'm saying? That's just real talk. I love Mayer, and I think that he will be the best tight end in this draft. But I had Kincaid at the point rated higher than him. You know, I had Kincaid rated higher than him. But Mayer it would have been 1A, 1B. You know what I'm saying? And Jacorian Bennett, man, I love that pickup. I don't know how you don't like that pickup. But I'm definitely going to bring on Sanjit and pick his brain about that as well. Salute to my dog, Sanjit. I ain't tripping on O'Connell. If Jimmy goes down, I wouldn't be surprised if Brady walks in, especially if we're winning. Talk that shit. I think he's gone, bro. I think he's done. But there's a few other free agents, you guys, we could talk about. We talked about Marcus Peters. We don't need any O-line help. We talked about Kyle Van Noy and Rocket Sin being 2 of those guys. There's 2 other guys that I think we could potentially bring in. I'm not going to really go over every free agent that's out there right now because I don't want to be live for 2 hours. But I'll say this. There's 2 more guys that I feel that can fit what we do at this point, and they're both safeties. I think we bring back Daron Harmon. I've said this a million times, a guy that, you know, can teach these young safeties, you know what I mean, moving forward. But also keep an eye on John Johnson, a guy that played for the Rams, played really well for that defense, got a big deal in free agency with Cleveland and kind of just, you know what I mean, kind of went down a little bit with that defense. But I still believe in him. I think John Johnson, and we were actually trying to get him as a Raider when he went to Cleveland. I know we were in on talks with him. Keep an eye on John Johnson as well. So Daron Harmon, John Johnson, Rocket Sin, Kyle Van Noy. Those are the 4 guys that I'm keeping an eye on in terms of free agency after the draft. All fits that I think will work, that'll work for us. Joe says, John Johnson is who I want as well. He could be my starter for years. There you go. Shout out to my dog. And I think John Johnson would come in and immediately test Trayvon Merrick. I think that he would put, you know, he would add some extra fuel to Merrick's game. Because I don't know if this regime is really sold on Trayvon Merrick. I really don't. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You know what I mean? But we shall see. Let me see. I think Kincaid was the better like receiver, you know what I mean? But I think that Michael Mayer is the all-around better tight end. That's why I had him 1A, 1B. And sometimes I'm always just thinking with my, you know, because I'm ex-receiver, you know what I mean? So I'm always thinking with my receiving goggles, you know what I mean? I think that Kincaid, you know, he's a guy that had over 200 yards in one game, you know what I mean? But I think that Michael Mayer at the next level is going to translate even better. And his blocking ability is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. There we go. Drake Thomas, holy fuck. Hammer, man, have you checked the group chat yet? Have you checked the group chat yet? Okay. Yeah, I see you did. Boom. All right. Shout out to my brother Hammer, man. Shout out to Intel. Me, I'm not either. Shout out to my dog, bro. Let me see. Maul says, I think Trayvon has his best season this year now that we drafted Smith. Okay. That's another guy that's going to provide competition at the safety spot. Another dude that I feel can start from day one. He's definitely going to test Trayvon Merrick, but I still want more competition back there because I believe, you know, Scout was saying that Palomar added 20 pounds to him. So you can start seeing him, you know, in the box. You could be at linebacker. You can see him playing on the line of scrimmage. You can see him doing a lot this upcoming season in Palomar if he added that 20 pounds. I could see that. And didn't he have like a 4.4 speed? The dude's fast as hell, 6'4". You know what I mean? But I still want to add like someone that has potential ball hawking ability, like a John Johnson, you know what I mean? Or, you know, Deron Harmon. I know he's up there in age, you guys, but they call him the closer for a reason. You know what I mean? But we shall see. We shall see. UNLV season ticket holder. Watched him at Bishop Gorman. Yep. Love the kid. His dad is a bodyguard for Mayweather. Talk that talk, LV. Shout out to John, man. What do you think we will do at linebacker since it's our weakest position? And also listen to Hondo Carpenter's podcast about our draft. I definitely will go check out Hondo's stuff. I've been busy working with our stuff and what we got going on. But I'll definitely check it out. But look, man, I think these guys want to go young. You know what I mean? I think they want to go young. You know, you look at the age bracket of what we got. Luke Masterson, Darian Butler, Devon Diablo, Robert Spillane. These guys are all young guys. You know what I mean? Bernie. I think they really want to go young. You know, the league has changed. It's just fast paced. They want to get some young guys, but I still believe we need that one veteran like a Kyle Van Noy to bring it all together. You know what I mean? Shout out to Oscar. Drinks on me when you're in sack. I'm right there. Shout out to my dog, Oscar, man. I'm definitely going to let everybody know where I am, and we can definitely meet up and get some drinks. We'll hit one of those spots downtown. Let me see. I think Faison, David. I think Faison is the only one, right? I think Brandon Faison is like the only guy that's over 6 foot. Isn't he like 6'1"? Let's see. Brandon Faison is 6'2". So I think he is literally like the tallest corner that we have. I think Nate Hobbs is 5'11", 6 foot. I think he's somewhere around that range. I don't think he's 6'1". Let me see. Nate Hobbs. Oh, he is. He's 6'1". Okay. 6 foot, 6'1". Yeah, so Hobbs and Faison. Those are the tallest guys that we have. Now it makes all the sense in the world, you guys, why, you know, we went out and got Jacorian Bennett, and then they didn't go get like a Kobe Trice or one of those taller, guys. Even though with him there and available in the 7th round, I would have took him all day, every day. I think isn't Webb a little? Isn't Webb like 6 foot? I think Webb is like 6'2", right? Let me see Sam Webb. Let me see how tall he is. I don't even know if he. Let me see. I know they had hopes for him last year. I don't even know if that guy makes the right. He's 6 foot, 6 foot even. Rudy, I got you, bro. I'm terrible. I gotta add those shirts, bro. Rudy, I gotta do it for you, bro. Let me see. Yo, GM, the more I'm looking at Byron Young's tape, the more I'm actually excited about him. A guy that I think can play the run really well. And to be real, I think he's being very appreciated for his pass rushing ability. You know what I'm saying? I think he had 4 sacks last season. When you look at his tape, you know what I mean? The guy can get to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe he's going to be like that run stuffer, one of those type of, that DT for us. I don't think he's going to get to the quarterback a lot, but I definitely think he has a lot more pass rushing ability than a lot of people give him credit for. You know what I mean? So I understand now why we took him there in the 3rd round when we did. I truly wish that we would have took him maybe a little later and went somewhere else with that pick. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. You know what I mean? The more and more you start watching this tape, the more you start realizing he's more than just a run stopper. The guy actually can get to the quarterback. You see. Docs, the Raiders just cut play. Yeah. Cool. Who? Freddie? Who? You know, I know you're talking about, but Brandon, man, salute Graphk. Who do you think makes the biggest impact on the team with our UDFA? We'll talk about that tonight on the show, brother. But I do believe Drake Thomas, because of how thin we are at the linebacker spot. I think that if he makes this team, he's going to see the field a lot. Also, I mean, come on, you know, we got a young right guard out of Chattanooga that I think is probably going to be a starter from day one. You know what I mean? So I probably have to go with him, to be real. But I'm hoping that Drake Thomas is that guy for us, because we need that linebacker. We need that room to be way better than what it was these past 20 seasons. You know what I'm saying? But I probably would go with Curtis. Was it Curtis McClendon? I probably go with him. I probably go McClendon Curtis. I probably go with him. I think he's going to be the one that makes the biggest impact, because I think that he is going to be the guy that's going to be fighting for a starting spot from day one. You know what I mean? But there may be some other guys, man. There may be some other guys. I think McClendon Curtis is going to be that guy that's going to fight for that right guard spot with Muti. I think Drake Thomas is going to fight for a linebacker spot. And then, you know, I don't know. Maybe Wagner. Maybe Wagner fights, you know, for a tackle spot. I don't know. You can't teach 6'9". You can't teach 6'9". You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. I think he'll be more of a practice squad guy. You know what I mean? He'll be like a Bam development type of guy, even though I think he's a way better football player than Bam. But who else, man? We talked about McClendon Curtis, Drake. There was Adam Plant Jr., a guy that has all the measurables and all the traits to get it done at the next level. I think if he can get it, if he catches on to the speed of this game, like that, I don't think y'all understand how much feistiness and how much more productive that D-line is going to be with him as a rotational guy. That guy can bring it. I think he had like 7 sacks last season for UNLV, 7.5, somewhere around that range. You know what I mean? So, man, I'm telling you, yeah. And Big Mike, Drake Thomas's stats pop too. And we're going to talk about that tonight too, bro. Definitely. Let me see. Bishop, I don't think we get either one of them. But if I had to pick, I would go with Isaiah Simmons, because he's more that hybrid guy. You know what I mean? I think that Patrick Graham can work wonders with him. But the thing is this, Arizona does this all the time, you guys. Like they go draft these guys really high, and then like they kind of play them out of position, and then they leave, and then they end up being ballers. Just look at Hassan Reddick, you guys. You know, they kept questioning him year in and year out in Arizona. Then he went to Carolina, balled out. They got another huge contract with Philly. And he's one of the best edge rushers, best edge rushers in the league. You know what I mean? Like, I still believe in Isaiah Simmons. If we can get him for a future draft pick, I would definitely do it. He was a dog coming out of Clemson. Like I said before, the guy's a hybrid. He's a hybrid. You know, you can move him around, have him do a lot of different things. So, you know, at the end of the day, man, I would have to take Isaiah Simmons over Patrick Queen, because I don't really think that Patrick Queen has really done anything. You know what I'm saying? In this league, pretty much up till last year, where he got a little better, but you know, they didn't pick up his 5th year. I'm going Isaiah Simmons pretty clear, Bishop. Shout out to my mama in the building. Love you, mama. Can't wait to see you in a couple weeks. Shout out to my beautiful mom. Mike Downs, I'm not going to give it up yet, brother. I wait till next week. The schedule releases the 11th, right? So I will definitely drop my predictions then. I'd like to see Divine Diablo really shine. Me too, man. And I hope that he gets the chance to this year. You know, he's not this regime's guy. You know, he's a Mayock and John Gruden guy. But I'm hoping that Divine gets all the opportunity in the world, because that linebacker room is thin, man. John, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen at all. That's not going to get it done. You know, Renfro's coming off of an injury-riddled year. Yes, he has 1 Pro Bowl to his name, but Budda Baker is probably top 3 safety in this league. There's no way in hell you get him for Renfro. You'd have to add a bunch of extra shit to sweeten up the pot. But Arizona doesn't need Renfro. You know, they got a bunch of receivers already. D-Hop's going to be back. They got Hollywood Brown. You know what I mean? They have, I think, Rondale Moore over there. You know, they have a bunch of guys in Arizona. I don't think that they truly need a Renfro over there. Isaiah Simmons was the dude who KO'd Renfro in that Cardinals game in OT where he forced. There you go. Big Mike. Sound a little like a Raider to me, bro. Shout out to my brother Eddie, man. Appreciate you, bro. Let me see. Definitely, I wanted us to draft Simmons, and they stole him from us. If we can get him, then he's home where he belongs. Talk that talk. Talk that talk, Ricardo. Hey, Raider, look, I hope so. But to be honest, and he had a pretty good year for us last year. You know, made some big turnovers, you know, in big time spots. But I'm gonna be real. I'll be shocked. Amik might not make this roster, bro. Like Amik may not make this roster, bro. Another guy that is not that is not this regime's guy. I think they like that dog in him, but I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I don't know if this guy makes that roster. I think Tyler Hall is the guy that came in last year and took Amik's job. I think Tyler Hall is the guy that's gonna come in and carve a rollout for himself. I think Amik is out of here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be real. Like I don't know if this guy makes the roster. Let me see. Yeah, me either, Intel. I really don't. Love that dog in him, but me personally, I don't see it. Ed, I have not heard anything, brother, on Josh Jacobs yet. Nothing yet, brother. Yeah, even Kuntz. Another guy from a previous regime, former third-round pick out of Buffalo that rarely seen the field last year. He was pretty much predominantly Big Mike, a special teams guy, right? I don't really see Kuntz may be on the, an odd man out as well. You know, and it sucks because I'm a huge fan of Malcolm Kuntz. I think in the right system, the right fit, I think he could ball out. I do. Let me see. Tyler Hall is a scout guy. Come on now. We know how, yeah. If he's a scout guy, then he's probably end up going to shit the bed at some point, Ma. Shout out to my brother Scout. Bring back Rock, Calvin. I agree. Everybody wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button, man. We're also talking about today, you guys, for those who are just coming in, potential free agents that we can bring in after all the dust settles from the draft. You know what I mean? All the UDFAs and all the invites to camp. I had a few names that I thought that we would look at, a few guys that we probably can look at bringing back. Deron Harmon, Rock Ya-Sin. There was John Johnson, the safety that played in Cleveland the past few seasons, the Rams prior to that. And what was there? Oh, and Kyle Van Noy, veteran linebacker that I think that can find his next home in Las Vegas. David Long is not going to start. Nazi, I don't see that happening, brother. John Beck, I have to agree with you. I think Jordan Willis was Malcolm Kuntz's replacement. And the thing with Jordan Willis is, you can kick him inside too, John Beck. So he's more versatile than Kuntz. I can't see with that frame and not being able to stop the run with Kuntz. Look, I think Jordan Willis just provides more than Malcolm Kuntz. Let me see. Yep, we're going to talk about him tonight too. Shout out to my brother Rick. We're going to talk about Jaden Grant today as well. Cardo, he's actually our 7th rounder, brother. He wasn't a UDFA, but I'm actually excited about him as well. He's a dog. That's one of my favorite pickups in this draft. Definitely, man. That's the Jay Severa dog out of Arizona State. I think Antonio Pierce was beating the table for his guy. Plant Jr. might have something to say for that edge spot. Jordan Willis is on notice. I love that. Talk that shit, Big Mike. Let's go. I'm hoping, man, it would be the perfect story. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy, played UNLV, from the area, then plays for man, come on, man. That would be a beautiful story, man. Let me see. Plant Junior is nice, man. This is facts. Hey, G-Ware, I'm actually happy you said that, right? You said you all sound the same every year. Well, you sound the same every year. You complain every year. I've been doing this for 3 seasons, and you're always in the comment section complaining and crying about something, right? Let me tell you something. I love this team, right? And I see a lot of people now that, oh, you're always happy with everything the Raiders do. Let me tell you this. I'm very optimistic. I love this team. This is a huge part of my life. I grew up a diehard Raider fan. I'm always going to be ecstatic when the season comes around because I believe in them. I don't care. When we had Chad Schillings and all these other guys at receiver, and we had all these, Andrew Walters at quarterback, I still went into the season believing that we can win. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm a Raider, man. I don't want to come into the season saying, hey, you guys, we're going to go 2-15. Like, come on, bro. Like, then why do you still follow this team? Like why do you watch me? If I'm way too happy and way too optimistic, bro, why are you here, King? Why are you here? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, you got to be happy about this. If you like this team, then be optimistic, bro. Be optimistic, bro. You know what I mean? Stop it, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna believe in this team until they show me otherwise. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Last season, when we started shitting the bed, I knew what time it was. I knew it was time to get ready for the next season. I knew what it was. You know what I mean? But we're going fresh into a new season, year 2 with this regime. Why be so upset now? Like, bro, this is year 2. Year 2. The season hasn't started yet. I'm going to be as optimistic as all get up until they show me otherwise. Now, when they start shitting the bed, if they do that, then I'm going to be on their ass. But until then, I'm excited, man. I'm excited about the direction. I'm excited where we are and where we're going. So at the end of the day, man, anybody that keeps saying, Graphk, you just happy with everything, prayers to you, man. Salute to you. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Go find another guy on YouTube or another podcast that just hates everything, because there's a lot of them. You know what I mean? And you can have some fun over there. You guys can hate the world together. You know what I mean? Talk that talk, LV. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. I love this team, bro. Y'all not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me off my square, man. You're not gonna trick me out my position, man. I love this team. Can't nobody take shit from me, man. It is what it is. I love everything about this team. Everything. Period. It is what it is. Until they show me otherwise. Because you guys know, during the season when we take those L's, I'll come on this live and I'll be screaming and shouting and throwing shit. I do it every year. But until that happens, come on, stop playing with me, man. G-Ware, go get you some ass, man. Go get you some ass, bro. Alex, salute, my brother. Salute. Yeah, they just sent me my care package, man. You already know. Oh yeah, Calvin. We don't deal with people that create narratives and do all that, man. We don't do that, man. We go off of what we see. We go off the game. You know what I mean? We look, man. We celebrate football over here. We watch football. You know what I mean? We don't just create things out of thin air to make it seem like it. You know what I mean? We don't do that. There you go, Intel. And I preached that all year last year, brother. Give flowers when due, taketh them shits awayeth when they don't. Oh, Chris, my bad, brother. I did not see a Super King. My apologies, brother. Let me go find it real quick. Shout out to my dog, Chris, man, as always. Graphk, should we have traded back into the second round? Even using next year's second with the talent there, we could have got Keanu Benton, defensive tackle, or Brent's corner out of KSU. I'm going to go off of what we, I'm happy with what we did. You know what I mean? I'm happy with what we did. I don't think there's really any reason to move back into the second. And I don't think, Chris, it would have been enough to just swap a second, like give someone a second next year. We would have had to given up one of our thirds. I think there was rumblings that we were trying to get back into the second to potentially take Drew Sanders or whatever, right? But I would have loved to get back into the second, but if we had to get rid of one of those thirds for it, no, sorry, Bob. I like Byron Young and I love Trey Tucker. So I don't think that giving up one of those thirds to get back into the second to go get a Keanu Benton, which I love his game. I think he would have been a dog for us, the defensive tackle, and Brents. You guys know I was high on Brents this whole offseason, but I'm cool with what we did. I don't want to give up any more draft capital. We needed as much help as possible. We got somebody on the defensive side of the ball with that one of those thirds at defensive tackle, and then we got, you know, a receiver that can potentially make some noise in special teams as well. So I'm cool, Chris, with how everything played out, my brother. Salute to you, man. Salute. Let me see. He's stupid. He said, now, Graphk, your mother is in the comments. Let me get him. My mom know me. My mom love when I talk my shit. My mom talk that shit. So she know what's up. Let me see. That shit's hilarious. Let me see. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. All right. Is Hurts elite? Jimmy G has reached the same level as Hurts. Hurts is a dog. Had a good year last year. But, you know, once again, you guys, Jimmy G is a proven winner. It's a proven winner. Yeah, I mean, look, we don't have to say everything that's attached to that, you know what I mean, for it to happen. But Jimmy G is a proven winner. I don't have to go into the defenses and blah, blah, blah. Jimmy G is a proven winner. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you've never watched a down of him and you look at the statistics and you look at the win column and all that other shit, he's a proven winner. So I believe in Jimmy if he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, cool. If you protect him, I think Jimmy G can do enough to get it done. Do I expect him to go out there and fling deep balls all over the place? No. But there's a reason why you go get Trey Tucker. There's a reason why you went and got 3 tight ends in free agency, bro. Horsted back, Howard, and Hooper. There's a reason why you go get a Michael Mayer in the second round to give to your veteran quarterback. There's a reason you franchise tag Josh Jacobs to bring him back to help that guy. You know what I mean? There's a reason you bolstered your offensive line and brought back all those guys, you know, last season so they can build on what they did last year and then go get some guys, you know, like McClendon Curtis and Wagner as UDFAs that could potentially help this O-line moving forward. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think we have a lot of pieces, and I think that look, I get it, you guys. I see a lot of this stuff online where they're saying the Raiders are, if the season started now, we'd be somewhere from 25 to 31 or some crazy shit like that. It is what it is, man. We have to prove that we can win. We have to prove that we can win with what we got. At the end of the day, man, I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna see what it is. I just really believe year 2 is when we start making this thing happen. And the next season you guys, this is what's so great. We gave up not one draft pick next year. We have a full draft again next year and over $100 million to play with. I don't think you guys understand. If we can make some noise, let's just say we got 9-10 wins this year, right? And snuck into the playoffs. That is a great year 2 with this regime to go into, knowing you got a plethora of money to throw around and a plethora of draft capital to keep building the team. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at this year as a building block year for this team to get better as a unit, build. And then next year, the sky is the limit. Do I think that we can win this year? Definitely do. But I still have to temper my expectations a little bit. But next year, with the full draft class and all that money, telling y'all, man, look, right now, it's like that old school car, right? We go out there every day, we kind of add something to it. You know what I mean? It's that car you just like to build on. Today we put the tires on it. Tomorrow we're gonna put a can of, a coat of paint on it. Then we're gonna add the steering wheel, and then next year you put the engine in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Then you finally get on the streets and get to driving that bitch. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, we're getting there, man. It's gonna take some time, and I trust what this regime is doing. A lot of people are upset because we went 6-11 after finishing 10-7 the previous year. I get it. I understand completely. But me, I'm not giving up hope because we had a shitty year last year. It is what it is. Let me see. But yeah, we're an hour in, you guys. I got to go pick up my sons from school. We will be live tonight. Me, Big Mike, Wasted Talent, Hammer, Andy, Raider Cody. All my brothers are going to be live with me tonight. We are going to talk to our UDFA Adam Plant Jr. out of UNLV. He will be live with us tonight, you guys. 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Jump back on so we can and you guys get some questions together. Do some homework on Adam Plant. So you guys got some questions for him so we can talk about it, all right? I'll see y'all tonight. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys as always. One.